Hello, students. Welcome once again for our next session of learning. And today I'll be beginning with the next chapter in English, that is, which will be dealing with section 2, poetry, 2.6, money. Alright? So pay attention and listen carefully to the explanation. And I hope you'll be attempting all those answers in your notebooks. Alright? So, what exactly comes into your mind when you hear the term money? As we all know that money is important for our day-to-day life, isn't it? But up to what extent can we go for money? It depends in our hands, isn't it? Some of them are just running behind money. But there are some people who are satisfied with whatever God has given them or blessed them with. Right? So, over here we'll find out what the poet wants to talk to us. So here are some of the icebreakers. Discuss in the class about importance of money. Money is used as capital in business. What other things do you think that money is used for? Now without money, I don't think so any one of us can survive. So for each and everything it is important, isn't it? To buy so many things which we need, isn't it, in our day-to-day routine. So you can fill up those blanks over there. The next is a web. So you have to complete it. Money is spent judiciously. Alright. So over here you have to list down some things. One has been solved for you. That is donation for the poor and needy. What other things come to your mind? Helping the needy people, caring for the sick, and many other things. The next question is, make a list of the good qualities of your friend. Now, each and every one of us have some or the other friends, isn't it? So, what qualities make your friendship more strong? So, maybe there are some points which you can list down. What do you think are the good qualities your friend is having? So, you can jot down over there, isn't it? Your friend can be caring, hardworking, isn't it? Understanding you. So you can mention all these points over here. The next one is, share your views on money. Money is the root of all evils. So whatever your views, you have to mention over here. So you can write it down in your notebook. Now you can agree or disagree to it, but you just can't say yes or no, or I would insist you all to explain what is your point of view over here on this particular topic, that is, money is the root of all evils. Next question. Do you lend money to your friend? Give reasons. Yes or no. So whatever option you opt for, you have to give a reason for that particular thing. Now the next thing which we are going to deal is about the poet himself. This poem is written by William H. Davies. His total lifespan was 1871 to 1940. William H. Davies was a Welsh poet and writer. He spent a significant part of his life as a tramp or hobo in the United Kingdom and the United States. He became a peddler and street singer in England. After several years of a wandering life, he published his first volume, The Soul's Destroyer and Other Poems. The poem tells us about the rich man who wants to be a poor man to find the real happiness. It is when we do not have money or have lost our money, we realize how important the money is. At the end, the poet says that now he doesn't have money. He has true friends, though they may be few. Now over here, this particular poet, he has spent most of his life as a wanderer, wandering from one place to other, doing whatever work he got and surviving. Now read the poem, please listen to it carefully. Money. When I had money, oh, I knew no joy till I went poor. For many a false man, as a friend, came knocking all day at my door. Then felt I like a child that holds a trumpet that he must not blow. Because the man is dead, I dared not speak to let this false world know. Much have I thought of life and seen how poor men's hearts are ever light, and how their wives do hum like bees about their work from morn till night. So, when I hear these poor ones laugh and see the rich ones coldly frown, poor men, think I, need not go up so much as rich men should come down. When I had money, money, oh, my many friends proved all untrue. But now I have no money, oh, my friends are real, though very few. Now, right all through this poem, we can see that the poet has mentioned about money, what are the important things which he could do, and basically the need for money. Alright, so there are some things which I'll be explaining you over here. So, right from the first stanza, we can see that when this particular poet, this particular poet was not rich, alright, unless and until he became rich, he didn't understand the importance of money, you can say over here, alright. Now over here he was having many friends. Once he became rich, there were many people who were just coming to him. There were many friends who were hovering around him day and night, but they were all false friends, alright. And in this false world, he would feel as if he is a no one. He felt as if he is a child. Alright, now small children are usually, they do whatever they feel like, isn't it? If they have toys in the hand, they'll just go and play anywhere. Now over here, the poet, he feels that he is a small child and he is having a trumpet in his hand. Now when a trumpet is there in his hand, like if a child has a trumpet, obviously he'll play it, alright, and it will make noise. But over here he can't do so, because there are many false people around. Whoever is around him, he knows that they all are false and he wants to go away from them, right? So once he becomes poor, he realizes that all his friends have vanished, alright. So once he has lost all the money and there is no one for him, alright. So this particular thing, the importance of money and the importance of friends, over here we can understand that unless and until you are rich, you'll have many people around you, you'll have many friends to go to. But once you're poor, there'll be very few people, and those people will really care for you, isn't it? Friends may disappear, they will not come and help you, but those true friends who have a real good connection with you, they will be the ones with you, isn't it? So this particular man's life is also stuck up in all these things, and he is working hard from morning till night, alright, but still he is not able to earn more money. And we can see in the third stanza that his wife is also mentioned over here. Poor men's wives are mentioned over here. They are working hard and their wives are always behind them, that you are not getting enough money in the house. So what is going on in their hearts? They are not able to express to their wives, isn't it? So no matter how much hard work they are doing, it's not resulting in anything. So over here the poet feels that, like, he feels that the rich men should really become poor ones, and when they become poor, then only they will realize the importance of other people in their lives, isn't it? What it feels like to be poor. They would be able to understand what thoughts these poor people are having, how do they survive each and every day in a life, whatever comes. How are these poor people able to survive? Whereas rich men, they won't be able to think, because they have a lot of money and they sail through, isn't it? They have enough money for all their needs. But if one such day comes when they become poor, how are they going to manage all these things? So over here the poet really feels that these rich people, they should become poor once. Unless and until this doesn't happen, they will not understand the thoughts of the poor men. And he doesn't think that the poor people should go up either, alright? Because I think so he is satisfied in having such a life. Now over here in the last stanza, once again we can see that most of his friends have proved to be untrue. But as he doesn't have money, much money we can say, there are a few real friends in his life, and they are very few. Alright? Now over here when I was explaining you, there is a story which is coming into my mind from the Bible. It is known as the prodigal son. So I'll just narrate it in few lines. There's a particular person, one man who is very rich, and he has two sons. One fine day, one of the younger sons comes to the father and he tells him, "Dad, give me my share in the property." And listening to this, the father is like he is feeling really bad. But he goes and sells the shares and all, and he gives money to his younger son. The older son doesn't ask for any such thing. He is there with his father, working in the fields, alright, and helping him. Now once this younger son has all the money what his father has given, he goes to a faraway land with his friends, and over there they just spend the money. As days go by, they are eating and drinking and doing all sorts of things. Slowly his money is getting over, and one fine day comes when all the money has disappeared. That time he asks his friends to help him. All those who were there around with him for so many days, isn't it? Being happy with him, spending all the money which this particular boy had. That time all these friends, they went away. They did not help him. Alright? And literally this boy, he didn't have any food to eat. He was wandering from one place to another just like a beggar. His clothes were torn, he didn't have any shoes or sandals. He was just roaming here and there. And at that time, he realizes, he remembers his father. That at his father's house there are many servants, and even those servants have enough food to eat. Whereas this particular boy, at what place he is, without any food, without any money, or without any friends. Alright? So he is looking after some animals, some pigs, and literally he feels like eating the food which these pigs are eating. Alright? So here we can understand how bad his condition is. Over there he makes a decision that no, I am going to go back to my father and I am going to say that I am sorry, father, please forgive me and give me some work in your house. I'll be like a servant over there. So he starts his journey back home, and as he is nearing his house, he can see someone standing over there, and that is none other than his father. Alright? The father is standing over there, and as soon as he sees his son from a far distance, he goes running and he just holds him, he hugs him, and he welcomes him home. He calls for his servants, alright, that give him new clothes, put a gold ring in his finger, alright. So over here we can see that the father has forgiven the son. The son says sorry obviously to the father, and the father has lovingly forgiven him, isn't it? So over here we can understand the importance of God in our lives, parents, isn't it? So in the same way, in our poem over here, we can see that there are many people around here who pretend to be around us. Alright, when we are having enough money, there are friends around us. But when the real need comes, we will be able to realize and find who our real friends are. Isn't it? So go through the poem once again and learn properly. Now there are various question answers given. I'll be helping you with them as well. So pay attention. A1, first question. Money does not mean everything in life. Discuss with your partner and justify the statement by giving examples. You can take the help of the following points. Now over here, the first point is money cannot give you eternal happiness. Art, music and literature can give you unending happiness. Money is short-lived. Money cannot purchase happiness and contentment. Now with the help of these points, you have to elaborate yourself over here. Money does not mean everything in life. So you can write down your views in the form of points or paragraphs, isn't it? Next, there's a debate. Topic is money is a solution for everything. So what do you personally feel? Is it really the correct thing that whether money is a solution for everything? What about the effects of morals and values which our parents have taught us? So instead of running behind money, what things come to your mind? Alright, so you can mention those over here. Second activity, state whether the following statements are true or false. Correct the false statements with the help of the poem. So 4 true and false are given over there. You can go through them and correct the false statements. Alright. Write reasons for the following statements. Friends came knocking all day at the poet's house. Poor men's wives hum like bees. Now the first one I would solve for you. Now over here we can understand that this particular poet, he had a lot of money at that time. He was well to do at that time, isn't it? So he had lots of friends coming to him all throughout the day, we can say. Alright. So the situation changes later, isn't it? And the second one, when this particular person has become poor, he's doing lot of hard work whole day, but still his wife is grumbling about money, isn't it? Money makes the world go round. Explain it in the light of the poet's experience. So read your poem carefully and write your experience here. Poor men need not go up so much as rich men should come down. Express your views regarding this statement. Now this particular line from the poem, it means that the rich persons, the rich people must come down or must become poor as the poet wants it to happen, isn't it? Then only they will be able to understand the thoughts of these poor men of people. So what do you think? Is it correct or wrong? So you can express your views over here. You can jot them down. The next question is, find out meanings of the phrases given below and use them in your own sentences. So you have to search for the meanings and you can prepare your own sentences as well. Isn't it? The next is a crossword. Complete the crossword with the help of the clues from the poem. Now here there are some puzzle, like it's a crossword, and the clues are given on the next page. And it's quite interesting to solve all these things, but you can do this only with the help of your poem. Alright, so you really have to think and keep on referring to your poem so that you will be able to solve this particular puzzle crossword, which is very interesting. So over here across and down you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, all these small clues are given where you have to search in your poem and give that particular word. Is it clear? So I hope you find that a bit interesting. Then the fourth activity, complete the following table. Now there are some figure of speech mentioned over here. Now you have to mention the line and the explanation. The first one is inversion, simile, repetition, onomatopoeia, antithesis. Alright. Now over here, for example, the first one, you have to mention the line from the poem. Inversion means the word order is not correct. Alright. It is given in a mixed way, you can say, or the sentence is not arranged properly. Alright. And then you have to explain over here. Fine. All the remaining ones also you are supposed to do in the same way. Now you have to identify the next is the rhyme scheme, which you have to identify and write it down. Compose a short poem on friendship. Alright, so you are free to compose a short poem over here on the theme friendship. Next, write an appreciation of the poem. Refer to the earlier poems for the points to be covered for appreciation. Now in the earlier poems you've already learned how you're supposed to write the appreciation. So for this poem also you are supposed to do the same thing. So you can refer to your 11th standard textbooks and you can jot these things down. Now this is the last question given over here, which you can read on your own and find out. Alright. So many things are mentioned, many career options are given over here, which you are supposed to go through or search for them and write down the importance of all these things. So by this we have come to the end of this particular poem. I hope you will be solving these in your textbook as well as notebook. Stay home and stay safe and study hard as well. God bless you all. Thank you.